Aside from politics, there might not be a more divisive issue than climate change. Did you know one of the top climate communicators in the world calls Texas home? This person attempts to bring people together instead of ripping them apart when talking about a warming world. Our meteorologist Anthony Yanez is in South Lake Tahoe, California, introducing us to her.
I'm at Operation Sierra Storm here in South Lake Tahoe, and I have a treat for you today. I am joined by Dr. Katharine Hayhoe, who is probably not just one of the best climate communicators in the United States, probably in the world, I think, as she is an endowed professor of public policy and public law at Texas Tech University, Reckham. And you're joining me here today at the conference, and I just listened to your talk, and I thought it was wonderful.
Thank you so much. So, as you just said, I live in Texas, and the reason I live in Texas as a climate scientist is because, number one, we are the most vulnerable state in the country to climate impacts. We get more extreme weather disasters than any other state. Number two, we have more solar and wind energy than any other state. So we are moving so fast in the direction of smart climate action. And number three, we have so many cities, including the city of Houston, that have exactly the climate action plans they need to build resilience to the changes we're seeing, but also to help reduce the heat-trapping gas emissions that are contributing to this problem in the first place. I truly believe that if we can change things in Texas, we can change them anywhere.
And I think that's an important point to mention, because I think most people don't even realize that Houston has a climate action plan. Can you get into the little detail of what that is specifically for our city?
Yes. So it was the brainchild of Mayor Sylvester Turner, and it specifically focuses on how climate change is impacting the city of Houston and Harris County. So what is happening there? First of all, we see that sea level is rising. We see that hurricanes are getting stronger and they're dumping a lot more rain. We know with Hurricane Harvey, about 40% of the rain that fell during Hurricane Harvey would not have fallen if that same hurricane had happened 50 years ago, which it easily could have. And 3/4 of the economic losses during Hurricane Harvey were because of climate change supersizing that event. We also know that extreme heat is getting more frequent. We know that people in Houston are being affected. Everything from the water system to people's health are being affected by these changes. But the city knows that there's things they can do. For example, looking at ways for when those rains fall, where does the water go? How about using permeable pavements? How about increasing the bayou areas for water catchment? Working with the most vulnerable neighborhoods where people live, making sure that they have the resources they need during heat waves and floods. The Climate Action Plan for the City of Houston addresses all of these, but it also recognizes that if we don't address the root cause of the problem, our emissions of heat-trapping gases, primarily from burning coal, oil, and gas, we are not going to be able to adapt to the changes.
Key thing you just said there, coal, oil, and gas. And of course, in the state of Texas, that's a huge part of our economy. So when you talk to different groups and you have that oil, and you have the oil and you have the gas, the natural gas, what's your message there about how do we change or what do we do? Because it is such a huge part of our economy.
It is. Well, first of all, I have to say that I and many people who live in Texas, we have to be grateful for the benefits that the fossil fuel economy has brought in us. I mean, imagine living 200 years ago with no electricity, no transportation, no access to the medical resources that we have because of the Industrial Revolution. But just as, when you're growing up as a baby, you're on formula and then you're on, you go to hard food. In the same way, we as humans, we're moving. We're moving forwards into a future where we get our energy from different ways that, as we now know, do not pollute our air and our water and do not produce the heat-trapping gases that are causing this problem. And so that's why I'm so encouraged in Texas that we are moving. We are leaders in moving in that direction. But we have to recognize that it's not just about making money. It's about a better future for all of us. And there is no way to that better future if we don't address this issue.
I really appreciate your time. So it's been wonderful getting to talk with you and share with you at this conference. And of course, you have a book titled Saving Us. It's an incredible read if you'd like to know more about the message really of hope with a warmer world and what we can all do individually, and just really talking about what is our weather story, what is our climate story. You got to check out that book, Saving Us. And of course, we'll have some more information that you can see right here.